After stepping into the WNBA surrounded by enormous hype and relentless media attention, Caitlin Clark has somehow managed to go far beyond every expectation placed on her, reaching levels that almost no rookie in basketball history has ever reached this quickly. Music. She has shattered rookie records, helped transform a struggling franchise into a serious postseason threat, and made women's basketball feel more relevant and exciting than ever before across music, all age groups. And she's done all of this in only a matter of months. There are very few examples in the history of sports music where a young athlete has made such a dramatic and immediate impact. More and more people are starting to understand that they may be watching something truly historic, music, unfold right in front of them. That includes former basketball icons, veteran reporters, online personalities, music, and even critics on the internet who once questioned Caitlin's greatness, but have now become part of the ever-growing wave of supporters. When it comes to influential voices in basketball, Shaquille O'Neal is one of the biggest. Even after retiring, the Big Diesel has remained one of the sport's most recognizable and powerful media figures, especially through his role, music, on Inside the NBA, where his charisma and larger-than-life personality continue to shine. Shaq has never been the type to hold back his opinions, and by his own words, he became deeply invested in women's basketball music because of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. He followed their heated college rivalry closely, paying attention to every major moment and every clash. Music. Naturally, Shaq had a strong connection to Angel Reese because of their shared LSU background, making it easy for him to support one of the university's brightest stars. Ever since those two rising talents met, music, in the unforgettable 2023 NCAA championship game, he has spoken openly about Angel's remarkable talent. At one point, he even made the bold claim that she might be the greatest basketball player ever produced by LSU, placing her ahead of himself, and even the legendary Pistol Pete Maravich. Music. That is an incredible level of praise, especially coming from a player with multiple NBA championship rings and an MVP trophy to his name. Even Angel herself admitted.
Yeah, Shaq told me that I was the best player to come out of LSU. It puts a lot of pressure on me, and I feel like I haven't done anything.
Shaq once said that she could become the greatest player ever to come out of LSU. And hearing something like that naturally brings a lot of pressure. For Angel Reese, it was a huge compliment, but also a reminder that there's still so much more she wants to accomplish. Even with all the praise, she has often carried herself like someone who still feels she has plenty left to prove. Still, Reese already achieved something truly special during her time at LSU. She helped lead the program to an NCAA championship, a milestone that even legends like Shaquille O'Neal and Pete Maravich were never able to reach while wearing an LSU uniform. That victory instantly cemented her place in the school's history and elevated her profile far beyond college basketball. And thanks to the arrival of NIL opportunities, that success didn't just bring trophies and headlines. It also opened major financial doors. Before even finishing her final college season, Reese was able to secure a massive shoe deal, something that would have been impossible for athletes in previous eras. It was another sign of just how influential and marketable she had already become. But unlike many elite athletes who usually choose powerhouse brands like Nike or Adidas, Reese took a different route. Instead, she aligned herself with Reebok, the same company tied closely to one of LSU's biggest icons. In doing so, she followed a path that connected her even more directly to Shaq, who had long represented both LSU greatness and Reebok's basketball identity. At the time, Reebok was working hard to restore its place in the basketball world and return to the prominence it once enjoyed. One of the key figures leading that effort was none other than Shaquille O'Neal himself, who had taken on the role of president of basketball operations. That made Reese's signing feel even bigger, because it wasn't just a business move. It was also symbolic of a passing of the torch.
It was just, telling her how to handle adversity, how to handle, controversy. And, with a person like her, you don't really want to come and say, do this and do that. I was just coming and, giving her encouraging words, just telling her, to hang in there.
It's still unclear just how close their bond really is, or how much contact Shaq has had with Angel since she joined the WNBA. But one thing has always been obvious. He has never been shy about standing firmly in her corner. To be fair, he's always kept his comments respectful and professional. And he's also consistently praised the rise and overall growth of women's basketball as a whole. Even so, Shaq made his support for Reese very clear before the WNBA season had even tipped off. And he quickly became known as one of her most vocal supporters, especially with a personal and financial interest tied to her success. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark kept making noise, and Shaq was often spotted at Chicago Sky games cheering for his protege, while also witnessing firsthand just how much the women's game has evolved. That's exactly why his latest comments feel so surprising, because now he's openly admitting that Caitlin is the real star to watch, not Angel. And as always, Shaq sounds completely genuine, almost like he's finally accepted that even his favorite can't match the level of impact Caitlin is making. His statement came right after the latest matchup between Reese and Clark ended in a dominant Fever win, a result that may have all but settled the Rookie of the Year conversation and possibly shifted Shaq's view for good. She does everything the right way. I never really spoke on her because Angel is my girl, but I can honestly say Caitlin Clark is the real deal. I watch her play and try to find something to be mad about, but she always makes the right pass, the right read, the right play. Girls are out there trying to rough her up, and she doesn't even complain. She's special. Even this early, she's legit.